Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. It is March 21st. We have a lot to talk about today. Breaking news, big weather coming up. Lisa, Lydia, Scott here. Want to remind you, of course, we're live on Facebook every weekday morning. You can get all of your news and weather headlines right here live. But of course, it stays on your Facebook feed throughout the day, so you can watch it whenever it works for you. Plus, we make it into a podcast. You can find it at inform.com/podcast. Look for the Inform Minute, and not just Facebook. Check us out on all of our social media platforms.
That's right. All right, we have lots to talk about this morning. I guess we'll start with the weather department. Lydia, kind of a first round of several rounds of snow coming our way.
All right, so there's been a little bit of light snow out there this morning, southeastern North Dakota. I've seen it stick to the road in a couple of spots, so DOT conditions are posted on our Storm Tracker app. Might run into a snow-covered road down in that direction or back towards Jamestown, so kind of west and south. Has not snowed here in Fargo. That continues to move out. We got a midday break before the next round, kind of that bigger accumulating round for today. Moves in. It'll kind of slide its way in from the west, push down to the east-southeast, likely arriving Fargo, I'd say between 5 and 7 p.m. Probably not snowing for your evening commute. If it is, it's very light at that point. Snow continues through the evening into the overnight, wraps up before sunrise tomorrow morning. Most of us end up with about 1 to 2 inches. Fargo, I think, right around that 2-inch mark. Immediately to the south of I-94 and Highway 10 is where I'm talking 2 to isolated 5 inches. So that would include places like Gwinner and Wapton and Fergus Falls. You're all included in that kind of higher range. Snow-covered roads then for tomorrow morning. Grand Forks, by the way, traced to maybe an inch. You are not included in the winter weather advisory, but that's not to say it won't snow for you at all. That goes into effect, by the way, at 4 p.m. and lasts until 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, kind of giving you a general timeline of what to expect for that snow. Sure. Moves in from the west off to the east-southeast. Tomorrow morning's commute will be snowy. It'll be done snowing, but it'll be snow-covered roads sort of situation. Luckily with this whole one, there's not much wind out of the southeast 5 to 15, so I'm not too worried about blowing and drifting and whiteout conditions. Tomorrow, it's going to be cold, sunny. It'll be nice to see the sun. Temps in the 20s. Wind out of the north, 10 to 20, would be enough to kind of move around some of that loose snow, just like where it skirts across the road, not lofting it into the air. Saturday, patchy light snow possible, kind of prepping the atmosphere for what's to come then Sunday, Monday, and into Tuesday. That system is the one everyone wants to talk about. It's a big Colorado low. Right now, it's out in the Pacific Ocean, which continues to leave us with lots of question marks when it comes to forecasting this thing, because it's not even on land yet. It'll move on land close to the PNW tomorrow evening, tomorrow night, drop down to the south, move over the Rocky Mountains, interact with the moisture from the Gulf of Mexico. Those two things kind of collide, then move up toward us. And once all of that happens, you get a better idea of what's going to happen with the forecast. So a lot of those things can still shift that track and take a heavy snow band 50 plus miles from where models are putting it right now, which would totally change the forecast for where you are. Sure. That's why up to, I'd say tonight, tomorrow, snowfall forecasting has been totally unreliable. If you've seen anything out there, especially with specific numbers, that's raw model output, and that's not trustworthy or responsible forecasting. That's just picking one model run that looks crazy and posting it so that you click on it and you share it and you like it and so on and so forth. By tomorrow morning, I wouldn't be surprised for us to have a winter storm watch in place. If that's the case, of course, I'll have it for you on First News. And then once those headlines are out, I do like to have a snowfall forecast. So if we have that issued by tomorrow morning, I'll bring you some sort of a forecast that is still subject to change on First News tomorrow. There will be a band of 12 inches plus heavy, wet snow. Where does that band line up is what I cannot answer, and that's why I cannot put out a snowfall forecast just yet. With this will come a lot of wind, so blowing and drifting can be expected. Honestly, road closures, school closures, maybe power outages wouldn't shock me. I'm expecting the heaviest, wettest of the snow to come on Monday. So it kind of builds in throughout Sunday, snows Sunday through Monday, wraps up sometime on Tuesday. Right now, my general thinking, very general here, more snow east, less snow west. But where's that cutoff line? Again, that can wiggle by a good 50 plus miles. Things do wind down by Tuesday afternoon, and then we're just kind of cold next week with not much melting weather in the forecast. So hoping to have a winter storm watch and a snowfall forecast tomorrow morning on First News. I'll let you know if things change, but okay. Did I get all of it?
Lots of changing things. So you guys are busy.
I know. I'm like trying to make sure I like covered all of the bullet points at this point, at least. there will be heavy wet snow. Something close to 16 inches wouldn't surprise me,
wow.
but I can't say where that's going to happen.
Yeah, it kind of just depends how it sets up and
Yes.
moves towards us.
Yep, and how much moisture is available to play with, and where is a rain-snow transition line. I don't expect there to be rain in our area, but there will be a rain-snow transition line, probably like Iowa-ish.
Okay.
And where does that set up, and how much pushes up in our direction?
Yeah.
There are kind of two waves colliding with this, which also complicates it, adds another layer of confusion. I expect it to kind of wind down first on Monday, and then this kind of sneaky one backs in on Monday, and that's the one where I'm watching out for those really heavy wet accumulations.
All right.
If you watched First News this morning, I told you that band, I kept pointing it out. That's the one I'm talking about for Monday afternoon. Okay.
All right, make sure you have the snowblower, shovel
Yeah.
ready to go, handy,
Snow
because
boots. Where'd you put the snow
Yeah.
boots?
snow
You
boots,
know.
bring up the winter coat
Gas
again.
up the vehicles, get your groceries. Not that you're gonna be like trapped in your
Yeah.
house. Like you'll live, you'll be fine. You're not gonna be trapped in your house for like a week. But I like to do all of my grocery shopping on Sunday,
Yeah.
and that's probably not the most convenient day to do it this week. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah,
Like
sure.
yeah. And if you like snacks and snow day items, or you want to treat yourself to a gallon of ice cream, get it before Sunday. That's what I'm saying.
Good
okay?
advice from Lydia.
That's the best advice so far.
Oh,
All right,
man.
thanks,
All right.
guys.
Also, make sure to download the Storm Tracker weather app, because that's going to be key throughout this whole thing, kind of figuring out updates and getting those in real time for you as well. So make sure to download that. It's free, and you can do it in the App Store.
All right, I'll let you take this one because you've been getting updates on a
Yeah.
breaking news story this morning.
We do have breaking news for you this morning. We know firefighters are on the scene of a house fire here in Fargo. They found rising smoke coming from the roof of this house as they arrived on the scene about 7 o'clock this morning. It's a home on 58th Avenue South near Osgood Golf Course. Once the firefighters got there, they spotted burning near the back of the house. The fire marshal says boxes near the home's fireplace caught on fire. There is heavy smoke damage to the home. We know the firefighters are still on the scene right now, actively ventilating the house. Everybody inside got out safely, but one firefighter is being treated for minor injuries. We're working to find out exactly what that injury is and what the extent of it is. But of course, stick with the news leader for updates on this story.
People in West Fargo may soon be able to keep chickens in their backyard thanks to a new proposed city ordinance. It would allow for up to 6 chickens to be raised in a backyard as long as the homeowner applied and received an annual permit. The ordinance would also require people to notify their neighbors, but also if neighbors know they don't want to live next to these chickens, they can also notify the city, and that'll be taken into account during the application process. If you want to read more on all of the rules, the application process, this proposal, you can find all of that on our website, inform.com.
I'm sure there'll be no controversy with that. All right, for the second time in 3 years, the U.S. Department of Agriculture is investigating the meat lab at NDSU. The USDA says it's investigating an inhumane slaughter of cattle that happened at the facility on February 28th. According to the public notice of the suspension, an employee at the meat lab stunned and shackled a cow, but it woke up while it was being cut. Slaughtering was then suspended for more than a week, and the USDA's investigation is still open right now.
Today marks the beginning of March Madness.
Oh, yeah.
Not only is it a big day for college basketball fans, but almost $3 billion will be spent on betting alone.
Yeah.
That's according to the American Gaming Association. If you're not betting, an estimated 1 in 5 Americans will still fill out a bracket, although that's still kind of betting in a way.
In a way.
Sometimes.
I mean, not the same, but yeah. Still, most people play for like a pool of money or
Yeah.
something like that. So
Or just bragging rights. So maybe some of them, there's no money. But
Exactly.
all the madness starts at 11:15 this morning when Michigan takes on Mississippi State.
Did you fill out a bracket?
I did not.
We have a WDAY, bracket pool. So I did one for that, and then I did one with another group of friends. I'm sure neither of them will be even close to right. So it's
I
just
love
fun.
the basketball. I love the games.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I haven't.
Fun to see all the action. All right, also today on Hot Mic with Don Mizzo, you can bet he's going to be talking all about March Madness. And the Summit League's team in the tournament, SDSU, plays Iowa State tonight. Jack's head coach, Eric Henderson, joins the show at 9:15. And in case you didn't know, a little backstory, the coach of Iowa State, TJ Altenberger, he used to be the SDSU head coach. So it's
Oh, okay.
a battle of head coaches there as well. Plus, NDSU will face Montana in the second round of the WNIT. Jory Collins previews the game with the Grizz. Hot Mic live from 9 to 11 on WDAY Extra and on Inform.com.
And now's a great time. Get that Inform.com subscription, 99 cents a month for your first 3 months. Just go to Inform.com/subscribe to check it out.
And if you're just joining us, head back to the beginning of this video. Once we post it, you can check out our forecast. Lydia had a lot of good details on incoming snow, 2 rounds of it. Plus, we had some breaking news, a house fire. If you want the details on that, just rewind the video and you can catch all that stuff at the beginning.
All right. Well, have a great day. Be prepared. Wake up with First News tomorrow morning. But, of course, we have you covered today. Our next newscast at 11 this morning. This afternoon, 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10 as we prepare for the snow to move in tonight. So that's it for now.
Stay safe, folks.